Hey, shout out to the folks in the old dirty South, man. So we all aware of breakable walls, the existence, and how I believe that breakable walls has been in this game for way too long. Because we all know that DBD's maps are terrible design, are terribly designed, right? And we know that this update to where they added extraordinary amount of palettes is ridiculous, right? And of course, we still have breakable walls. Now, breakable walls, to me, I still get upset by the fact that we still have them. Because all it is, in the end of the day, for one, it messes up both sides. It messes up more than Killer than this Survivor. The only time it really messes up Survivor is when you're in a map like the game. But the problem with breakable walls is that, especially when you play Killer, it feels like a god palette. For those who remember back in the day, right around 2019, when they finally was getting rid of the infinites, right? They created that little crack, that little hole, so that it'll be easy for killers to just go to to just pass through and jump instead of going around and then obviously an infinite. So it's no longer an infinite, right? They did all that, right? Just to create breakable walls. Well, no, breakable walls first started in Dead Dog Saloon. They didn't add it to no other map until later on they start adding it to every map. And when it was slowly adding them to the maps, they basically just refilled in the god palace that they destroyed. And so we basically have I said wait, god palace or whatever, god windows. They basically just recreated that jump. It's just now you have the option to break it or not. And when you play DBD, Survivor is easy, bro. Don't get me wrong. Survivor. So how they treating us Survivor mains, bro? That jump there is crazy. It's ridiculous to me because, bro, I do not need all this babysitting. They don't need all that babysitting either. I don't know what percent of the survivors y'all catering to, but you're not catering to the real loopers and the real hide and seek folks. Y'all catering to the crybabies. I'm sorry. Those are the crybabies right there, man. They're also the no, I'm not gonna say it. I ain't gonna say that. But for seriously, you're catering to the crybabies, bro. The crybabies are the one who want so many pallets. Don't get me wrong. There is bad RNG with the maps anyway, to where there's hardly much pallet spawning. I get that. But y'all adding it to maps that, you know what, that's a completely different topic. We're talking about breakable walls. Breakable walls, bro, y'all need to delete. Because breakable walls does not need to exist. It's literally in the way. It's a waste of time. It's a dead zone for survivors. It's nothing that's really beneficial or fun about breakable walls. I get it though. The only thing that's a little bit fun is the rare jump scare that you'll get. But like I said, it's rare. You rarely get yourself a jump scare like that. I say it's probably like what, the more recent killers? Well, it's any kill that looks terrifying that you might get a jump scare from. But at the same time, it's a might. Like we've seen a killer break a breakable wall so many times. And of course with new players, they're gonna feel it a tad bit. But what's really gonna stick is the appearance of the killer. Particularly, of course, the ones that actually look real terrifying. So to me, breakable walls is just another problem when it comes to maps. And like I said, maps are just terrible. There's only like what, a handful that's actually pretty even out ish, slightly towards one, slightly towards the other. Well, mostly slightly towards surviving than anything. But then we also have maps that are just completely survivor sided, that to this day still hasn't been touched. And don't get me wrong, devs, y'all do good, even though y'all been messing up lately. But throughout the first half of this year, throughout Springtrap, and even before this year, y'all doing good. I give y'all some credit. But I'll admit, when it comes to maps, when it comes to stuff like that, y'all can't get right. You guys need to really pay attention to how y'all make these maps. And pay attention and realize that we do not need breakable walls. Like, tell me something. Tell me something down below. What do breakable walls really benefit, bro? Interaction? I mean, yeah, it interacts all right, but that joint is annoying. It's not fun. Like, what do breakable walls really have to offer when it comes to the maps, bro? It really don't value nothing, bro, but annoyance for both sides. It's ridiculous how this joint is, bro. And for people who defend breakable walls, you know what? You do you. I ain't finna get off on y'all on that. If y'all like them breakable walls, y'all like them. But come on, I know. Come on now, breakable walls, bro. Breakable walls, it's just so bad, bro. Breakable walls is just ridiculous. Also, by the way, if y'all see that TikTok clip, I know everybody flaming me on that TikTok clip. Bro, listen. I know I went into a place where breakable walls. I had windows and all of that. But to be fair, I was dead anyway. There was nowhere for me to go. The closest pallet was where the breakable wall was at. But that does bring into another thing, too, when it comes to both sides. You literally could have had an advantage, right, if the wall did not exist. Then next thing you know, you actually invested that time to break the wall, and the scale has been tipped to their favor. And you know, the only time that I say not that benefit to break a wall is probably the game map. The game map used to be one of my favorite maps for both sides. Well, mostly Survivor. But y'all ruined that jump for two things. Y'all increased the number of pallets in there, and y'all added breakable walls and created a lot of dead zones. I don't get that. But I might be rambling on limit too long. How long it's been? It's been 7 minutes. It's been 7 minutes already. God dang. But like I said, this breakable walls has to go. Like I'm getting sick of breakable walls. For one, I get sick of anything that comes to the balance of maps. To me, the balance of killer, all that stuff, yeah, that junk could be annoying when they unbalance thing or they take a little bit too long to do certain changes and all of that. Don't get me wrong. I get that. But DBD is the only game that I know to where you'll complain about maps more than anything. When I play a game like Marvel Rivals or Overwatch or hell, even Call of Duty, even I don't play COD no more. I haven't played COD in years. You would not see me talk about no maps. It's usually about the characters, the abilities, the guns. That's mostly all you hear about. Don't get me wrong, there's like a few unbalanced maps when it comes to those games, right? But for the most part, they usually get taken care of quickly, or it's not really much of a problem. It's more or less about the abilities of a character or the weapons of the gun and what they're capable of doing. When it comes to DBD, it's about power. It's about maps. It's mostly about maps, though, because let's be real. One of the reasons why the reason why this game is a little bit more survivor side than killer side is because of the maps, bro. The maps legit scale how the outcome of the game is going to be. Of course, it can still change to the other side, even though the other side has the disadvantage. But it really depends, of course, how good the player is. Matter of fact, depending on certain map, you don't really need to be that good. You just gotta go ahead and put on windows, walk, etc. But yeah, I'm rambling on too much. Like I said, this is probably about breakable walls. Like I said, hey, let me tell y'all right now. Put in the comments below, or put it anywhere else. Even though I ain't trying to ask y'all to spam, but type breakable walls must be stopped. Breakable walls must be stopped. This should be a movement, bro. This should be a real movement because breakable walls serve no value at all. Like, what the hell does it do? Like, it's just a waste of space for the game. An irritation to the problem that is of the maps. We do not need breakable walls at all. All right? But that's it, man. I'm done talking. Catch y'all boys.